Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Like what? Why do you have it up? Hey, keep your window down. Hey, keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Give me that. Get out of the car. Give me that. Break that freaking window. Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out. 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 What part of blood don't you understand? Hey, Drew. Hey, Drew. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting up, bro. God damn, twin. When we tell you to do something, you do it. I'm getting understand? I'm getting up. You understand? Not what you want, but what we tell you. I'm getting You're a little fucking confused. I'm getting out, bro. Too late. Too late. All right, bro. Take me to jail, bro. Do what you gotta do, bro. We are. We will. Good, bro. It is good. Hey, Drew. Hey. Don't worry about it. I hang up the phone. Stop crying. Bro. Y'all. Don't move. Good. Bro, you beating on my window like you crazy. You set him up? Why y'all beating on my window like y'all crazy for? Hell, bro, dude, beating on my window like he crazy. I ain't do nothing, twin. Damn. Hey, don't park there. Don't park there. Hey. Put me down. Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery in your ears when we chill, bro. Chill, bro. Hey, Joe New, bro. Back up. Hey, call Drew. Hey, call Drew. Call Drew, bro. Call Drew. Hey, call Drew, bro. What? Hey, call Drew, bro. Just call Drew. Hey. I'm not doing that. What am I doing that's wrong? Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Hey, man, they got the cops over here beating on them, man. They over here beating on Tyreek, man. Don't park there, man. Just get in the car. Drew, you about to come, man. Just get in the car. Right up the side on the side of the Hey, get in the car. You're parked at the middle of the sign. I'm in the car. You gotta go before you get a piggy. Hey, I'm in the car. Who's the driver? This is my car. All right, move. You gotta move right now. Let me have your license. You're gonna have to get through. I'm coming. Let me have your license. You're gonna have to get Let me have your license. I'm leaving. I'm not playing. Let me have your license. Your license right now. What's going on? Your license right now. You're not gonna give me your license? Hey, you're not gonna give me your license? I'm leaving. Let me have your license. Your license right now. Sir. Hey, your license right now. Or I'm gonna lock you up. Your license right now. Your license right now. You're dealing with me now. Sir. Your license right now.
So that was a lot. That was a lot. And if I'm being honest, um, I think sometimes, a lot of the times, people feel like Black people are always talking about how we're treated by cops, and a lot of times I see comments saying that, oh, you guys always make it a race thing. But when you see footage like this is a prime example of what we mean. Now, I can understand the officer being upset with Tyreek because he did roll his window back up. And as an officer, you don't know what they're doing, right? You don't know what's going on inside the car. You know if somebody's reaching for a weapon. You have no vision, no visual, right? No visual of what the person's doing behind tinted windows in a car. So I understand him wanting to keep the window rolled down. However, I don't think yanking him out and throwing him on the ground, forcing him to sit, it felt a bit excessive. But I will also say that I think if Tyreek would have just given the officer his license registration and just kept quiet and then got his ticket and left, it may not have gotten to what it went to. But I will say that I think what saved him is that he had other people around that were recording, other teammates. that were there, that were willing to step up and have his back and record what was going on. They were willing to get arrested with him. They definitely had his back. But this really could have gone so much worse if he had been a regular guy with an officer that has an attitude like that and is on that kind of power trip. Someone could end up hurt. He could have ended up hurt, possibly dead. So when he said, "What if I wasn't Tyreek Hill?" Yesterday when he was speaking to the media, he's absolutely right. Because the longer you and an officer are going back and forth, they have the upper hand. They have the gun, they have the tasers, they have other officers around. You're by yourself more times than not. If you're by yourself, it's just you against other officers, and they're gonna have each other's backs. That's usually how it goes. They cover from one another. They cut the cameras off sometimes. They cut it on. They cut it back off. So sometimes pieces of footage are missing. And at the end of the day, if you're dead, you can't speak. It's just the officer and what part of the footage he chooses to release. Now Miami Dolphins did release a statement as well as the police department. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I know the officer was put on desk duty, I believe, administrative leave. But based on what they had to say, their statement, they kind of put it on Tyreek, saying, if he didn't initiate, if his behavior didn't initiate it, it would not have gone to this. The reality of the situation is that cops have the upper hand. They are licensed, they have weapons, they have a badge, they have a whole team police force behind them, and we as civilians do not have the same. And even if we do have guns in our cars, if you even think about touching it, you're going to be shot to death right where you even stand, sit, or lay. So it's not even something that we can actually do. We're not able to fight back. We're at the mercy of the cop. That's just the way it is. So we have to be smart and make sure that we don't do anything as much as possible to not incite or escalate a situation. I think that Tyreek, if he would have just honestly, from the time that the cop walked over, he was upset about his window, and I get it. It's an expensive car. Windows are probably expensive. You're banging, you could possibly break it. I'm sure it costs a lot of money. But you have a game to get to. He's a husband, he's a father. Your job is to stay alive. That's the most important thing, because no matter if God forbid he had been killed or seriously hurt, then Miami Dolphins, that doesn't even really matter. You have a family that you need to get back to. That's the more important thing. And no one wants to read any story about Tyreek Hill being murdered or being shot to death by the cops. That's just crazy. It's sad to read any story where someone is shot to death by a cop, especially when it was completely avoidable. So Tyreek Hill, I know we all get frustrated and we are human beings. NFL player, you're still a person. But you have a lot of young men who are looking up to you, who want to be just like you. You have a responsibility to show them that when things like this happen, we need to be smart. But it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I honestly think if he would have just said, "Sorry, officer, didn't realize I was speeding. Here you go. All right, thanks, whatever," and then went on to the game, it may not have gotten as far as it did. But that still in no way at all absolves the officer of yanking him out, throwing him on the ground. But what it does do is give him an excuse. And that's what cops look for. See, they know what they're doing is wrong, but the minute that you come at them aggressive, you speak to them a certain way, now they can say, they have an excuse, they have justification to say, "Oh well, if you weren't speaking to us like this, or if you didn't resist arrest, if you had just turned around, if you didn't do that." So now, because that did happen, and if you look at the statement, they're going to say, as they did say, that had Tyreek Hill, not initiated it, this probably wouldn't have happened. So they're putting the blame on him, and they're completely absolving him based on what I read or how I read it. They're absolving the officer of his excessive force. And when you're a cop, if you ask me, you are trained to deal with people. People have attitudes. They do. They shouldn't have attitudes sometimes. They shouldn't talk to you crazy. They shouldn't curse you out. But you're dealing with people. You're there to protect the people. And we know how people are. So if someone talks crazy, sometimes, calm or cooler heads prevail. Officer as well could have just brought it down a notch, not paid him any mind, gave him a big ass fine because we all know he could afford to pay it, and then went on about his day. He felt the need to show, "Oh, excuse me, I'm the officer. Who are you talking to like that? I'm not gonna play this fucking game with you, so on and so forth. His it seemed like his pride, his ego was hurt, so he wanted to show, or you think you're big and bad, you think you're Tyreek Hill, because they knew who he was. If you listen, he said, oh, no, Tyreek, so they're aware of who he was. But it's like, oh, no, 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 no. I don't care if you're a millionaire, you're an NFL player or not. When I ask you to do something, when I tell you something, you're gonna do it. And he wanted to show that. He needed to, show how big and how bad and how strong and how powerful he was. And a lot of times cops are like that. Again, not all, but cops a lot of the times have that kind of attitude in the way they carry themselves. And because they're like that, we just got to be smart. We got to get home to our families, get home to our loved ones, get back to our jobs, get back to our lives, because life is short. We don't need any kind of something so small as being pulled over for speeding. There's no need for things to escalate to the point where someone's possibly getting hurt or even worse, killed. You guys be smart, be safe. Let me know your comments, what you think about the situation in the video. Do you agree with how Tyreek handled it? How do you feel about what the cop did and how he could have handled it? Let me know how you feel. I will see you in the next video.